Can prayer win a war? History says yes. The year was 1571, and the seas of Europe trembled with uncertainty. The Ottoman Empire, vast and powerful, was advancing westward, its navy unmatched in scale and ferocity. All of Christendom watched anxiously as the threat grew, knowing the fate of nations hung in the balance. In Rome, Pope Pius V saw not only the political and military challenge, but a spiritual crisis. The Christian fleet, assembled from various states, was dwarfed in size and resources by the Ottoman Armada. By conventional wisdom, defeat seemed inevitable. But Pope Pius V did not look solely to ships and swords. Instead, he rallied people to a weapon beyond steel, a weapon of faith. He called upon Christians everywhere to pray the Rosary, invoking the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Across Europe, from grand cathedrals to humble cottages, hands clasped beads and voices rose in unison, weaving together a tapestry of hope and supplication. This was not a passive gesture, but a mobilization of spirit, a declaration that the battle was not only fought on the waves, but in the hearts of believers. The day of the great naval confrontation dawned on October 7, 1571. The Christian fleet, led by Don John of Austria, sailed into the Gulf of Lepanto. The odds were staggering. The Ottoman navy boasted over 200 ships, manned by seasoned warriors. The Holy League's fleet was fewer in number, its sailors drawn from disparate nations, united not by language or heritage, but by faith and determination. The battle was fierce, the sea churning with cannon fire and clashing swords. Yet amidst the chaos, the Christian forces found unexpected strength and coordination. As the hours passed, the tide began to turn. The Holy League pressed forward, overcoming obstacles that should have shattered their resolve. Legends grew of the sudden shifting of the wind, favoring the Christian ships just when hope seemed lost. When the smoke cleared and the sun set over the battered waters, the Ottoman fleet lay in ruins. Against all expectations, the vastly outnumbered Christian fleet had triumphed. Across Europe, bells rang out in celebration. Pope Pius V, upon receiving news of the victory, attributed it not to strategy or luck, but to the intercession of Mary, invoked through the Rosary. He declared October 7th the Feast of Our Lady of the Rosary, a day to remember not only the battle, but the power of prayer in the face of overwhelming odds. The story of Lepanto became a testament to the idea that prayer is not a passive retreat, but an active force, a weapon of faith that unites hearts and moves history. What made the Rosary so potent in that moment? It was not simply the repetition of words or the handling of beads. It was the act of turning to something greater, of surrendering fears and ambitions, and inviting divine grace into a human struggle. Prayer, especially in the form of the Rosary, became a way for ordinary people to participate in the battle, to lend their spirit to the cause. It was unity in faith, transcending borders and differences, forging a collective will that echoed far beyond the halls of power or the decks of ships. This lesson echoes through the centuries. In times of crisis, be it war, personal struggle, or the quiet battles of everyday life, prayer is often misunderstood as a last resort, a passive hope for rescue. But history and the story of Lepanto reveal that prayer is action. It is a declaration of trust, a choice to align oneself with a power beyond human calculation. The Rosary, in particular, is a meditation on the mysteries of faith, a rhythm that calms the mind and strengthens the heart. It invites reflection, courage, and the willingness to persevere. Consider the countless moments since Lepanto when communities have gathered to pray the Rosary in times of uncertainty. Families facing loss, cities threatened by disaster, individuals wrestling with doubt or despair. Each bead marks not only a petition, but a connection, a joining of intentions, a sharing of burdens. This collective prayer becomes a shield, a rallying cry, a source of resilience that defies explanation. The power of prayer does not always manifest in dramatic victories or miraculous interventions. Sometimes its strength is in the quiet transformation of hearts, the ability to endure, to find peace in chaos. Yet, the story of Lepanto stands as a reminder that faith can alter the course of history. It challenges us to reconsider our understanding of what it means to act, to fight, to hope. In the battles you face today, whether they are external conflicts or internal struggles, the invitation remains. Pick up the Rosary, not out of habit or superstition, but as a bold declaration of faith. Let each prayer be an act of trust, a step into the unknown with the assurance that you are not alone. Remember the unity of those who, centuries ago, turned to prayer not as an escape, but as a means to engage the world with courage and conviction. Let the story of Our Lady of the Rosary and the victory at Lepanto inspire you to see prayer as a living force. It is the heartbeat of faith, the bridge between fear and hope, the quiet strength that underpins great deeds. When you pray, you join a legacy of warriors, not of violence, but of spirit, who have faced darkness with unwavering light. So in moments of trial, when the odds seem insurmountable and the future uncertain, do not underestimate the power of prayer. Take up the Rosary as your weapon, not merely to ask for deliverance, but to declare your commitment to a higher purpose. Let it unite you with countless souls who have prayed before, who have overcome through faith, and who remind us that history is shaped not only by armies and leaders, but by the humble, persistent prayers of those who believe. In every battle, great or small, remember, victory is not always measured in triumph, but in the courage to stand firm and trust in the unseen. Prayer, especially the Rosary, is your declaration that you choose faith over fear, unity over division, and hope over despair. As you face your challenges, let this story be your guide. The power of prayer is real, and in the hands of those who believe, it can move mountains, change destinies, and win battles thought impossible. So, as you journey through life's storms, pick up the Rosary. Pray not out of habit, but as a declaration of faith. In doing so, you join a timeless chorus that has shaped history, transformed hearts, and brought light to the darkest of days.